Okay, Sylvia, I've got the magazine ad and the banner up. Thank you very much for including the magazine ad. You'd be surprised how many students missed that. I had placed that recommendation to include the banner ad so we can check for adaptation. But a lot of students missed that, so thank you very much for now. This way we can take a look at the consistency in the campaign overall, and I think we do have a high degree of visual consistency and informational hierarchy. So great job there. All right, recommendations. Back in my original recommendations for the magazine ad, I remember, if you recall, I recommended removing that box and just assembling the type right over the image. I would say white type will work just fine there. I would also change the headline, the subhead, to white as well, just to give more a little more consistency with this white subhead here. The bottom of the magazine ad is really super heavy, too heavy. It's really bottom heavy. It's almost like the bottom of the magazine just kind of just goes FUD like that because of the weight, visual weight of this black bar at the bottom. My recommendation is to try to work around that, remove that black bar and work around that. Okay, transition to the banner ad. I think the banner ad looks great. I think you're showing outstanding proficiency in the techniques and recommendations as well as the objectives associated with the banner ad. So great job. All right, a couple of recommendations with the banner ad itself. Let's go ahead and left align this. Okay, I want to take these rocks right here and really reduce the size of them. Okay, so instead of this big and this big heavy visual weight on the left-hand side of the composition, which does throw it into a little imbalance as it's a little bit too heavy on the left-hand side, let's reduce the size of the rocks. Watch my cursor. Instead of this, let's just reduce it to something like this, okay? Then what I would recommend is take the type and left align it, okay? Then left align this type. So everything is left aligned, right? Just like it is in the magazine ad. So we take this, you can even reduce the size of the headline a little bit, which you probably won't have to because once you reduce the rocks, you can slide this over and it won't impede the rocks at all. It'll still remain visible. So love is in the air, left aligned, get away with your loved ones. Then right over here, left aligned right there. And again, you might even be able to use white over rocks, see what happens, see how that works. But maybe even purple, or we'll see what happens. I think the black is a little too dark. So let's see if we can work out a different color for that. Try purple and see what happens there. Then left align, boop, 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 left align that, and work that animation. And I think it's perfect. Animation might be a little too fast. I would recommend slowing down those fades just a little bit. Now, don't forget, we need to include the location. So maybe even right up here, just located in, or even underneath the animated type, but not animated, static. Just say located in beautiful U.S. Virgin Islands. That's it. And I think that'll really bring the campaign together. So let's go ahead and make those recommended changes and make sure that those are reflected in your final submission coming up next week. At this point, I would say if you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'll be glad to make any final recommendations before we do turn the final in. So I think right now at this point, that's the most important thing, is to get with me with any questions, or if you want to run anything by me in terms of final changes and edits to be made for your submission of your final advertising campaign. All right, great job. Thank you very much. And again, really super important to get with me with any questions. All right, thank you.